Hi, I'm Eric Lanask here in the TMC newsroom, and I'm here in this session continuing a conversation about virtualized call centers with Haggai Eliakim from Simplicity. Haggai, thank you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. How are you?
Great, thank you. So we've got this ongoing conversation about virtualized contact centers, what's virtualization, why virtualize, so forth. But there are some organizational obstacles, challenges, if you will, that contact centers have right now that a virtualized contact center like Simplicity helps address. Tell me a little bit about what you see as those key obstacles.
Okay, so in the last two sessions that we had, we discussed, as you mentioned, going virtual, and how to go virtual. Now, once you decided to go on a virtual contact center solution as a business owner, you're now starting to understand how to welcome the solution to your organization. So to implement the solution to your organization is a one big gap, and we want to address that gap that the current market solution, the current solution that the market, could not address. And we feel that it's taking customers off the virtual domain or aspect, and they see it as a kind of not tangible, not accessible. They sometimes do not understand the terminology that is used in the virtual world. So we took it as a gap with the three dimensions, main dimensions. The first dimension is of this business gap, is the sales gap. So let's say that you as a business customer decided to go on a solution. So you sign up a contract, you have all discussions back and forth of the pricing, you settle the terms, and you sign up the MSA, the Master Service Agreement, and then you start widening the gap from the moment it turns from the sales to the technical side. So we need to implement the solution. And we see in the market the current solutions are taking too long time from the moment of the sign up of the agreement until the time that you actually implement the agreement in your organization. Now, if you look at this technical gap, it's like it could take you away from the solution. It could maybe bring other competitors again to the table, or maybe will make you decide to to delay the implementation, to maybe take it in a slower flow into the organization and pace, and maybe to make it in a kind of a phasing implementation. And the third level is the operational side. So if I take the technical side, when you're too much into the technical as a customer, and as we already spoke about it, you're making like the same decisions as you made with the old system that you just replaced, and you're saying, hey, what's the difference? So you want to go in a place that you leave the technical aspect to us, and you can do it as a self-configured. You don't want to take the solution offline and then start all the discussions, all the follow-ups, all the many sessions that you are holding with the other side, with the solution provider. And there are good solutions in the market, but they have a big gap from the sales cycle when it's end until the implementation. And we see that as the main obstacle of customers turning to virtual. So we just launched and introduced our self-configured solution, which you can just go online and do all the solution and configure all the solution with a very simple way, and actually have all the templates of the configuration. We have templates of organization of all the flows that are in the organization, and we just built a kind of a template that you simply drag and drop, and build your own organization flow within a 72 hours process. And from that moment on, you can decide by hitting the button just to deploy the solution in order to go live. And the other aspect, which is the last aspect, is the operational side. So once you went through the technological gap, and we addressed that, and you go to the operational side, you have the training and observing the solution in. So when it's a solution based on a service, it's easier. You don't need to train to allocate resource for the technical side, but you need to train the contact center workforce. And this is another gap which is widening based on how many people you have in your workforce. And sometimes you have not all of them at the same place, and you need to bring them in, and you need to start to enter to a different project, which is, the scope of it is a matter of, as you knock down all of these personnels and you have them ready to take the learning sessions. So for that, we introduced our iLearn. It's an e-training platform. It's very intuitive and a very straightforward system that you can train one-to-many. So you can log into the website, into the resource center, enter your credentials as a customer, and just have a session with all of your personnel, no matter where they are located. They could get trained on a weekly, daily, hourly basis and get this session up and running with no time. And this resource was really brought to the market in order to train the agent on one-on-one session with a virtual avatar, that it's a kind of a virtual feeling that you enter to the virtual domain, and you have a one-on-one session, very personalized, and you can go based on your way to progress and your pace, and you can just knock down these sessions one by one, and it reminds you every time that you enter which session you didn't view, and you have like a kind of a platform that covers your professional aspect in the operational side. So by having that, it's also shortening the operational time and having the solution up and running and your personnel workforce ready to host the new system and to go live.
So with iLearn, is that something that's included in the rest of the package, or is that?
Yeah, that's right. So once you sign up for one of our packages, which are divided to three: the basic, the advanced, and the premium package, based on features mostly. You can then get the credentials, and you have this already launched in your account, and you can just access whenever you want, from anywhere, and you can give these credentials to all of your workforce, and they could access it as well. So it's a kind of a one-to-many solution, and you're set to go.
Excellent. We're talking here in this series on virtualized call centers with Haggai Eliakim from Simplicity. Haggai, thanks for joining me again.
Thank you very much, Eric.